So Arsenal trying to regain the Continental Cup trophy. 4 occasions, since been in 6 of the 7 finals when they come into this game. Manchester City, they're the holders, and Izzy Christensen there for the winning. Against Arsenal in 2014. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, we've got more, have we?
Hi, Max. Ladies and gents, you alright?
Oh, you alright?
Yeah, good, thanks. Hiya.
Steph Houghton, their skipper, is back from injury tonight. We've running all this game.
Evening, ladies, you alright?
No, but...
Keep going down, second door on your left-hand side.
Okay, so I have to bring Laura in by now. Let's see how long it is anyway. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, no problem. So Nadim getting the winner. Yeah. Nice to come from behind. 2-1 down. Okay.
Yeah, Jordan's an important part, an integral part of what we do, and it's great to have her back, and we're all excited as a
Joe, you've obviously got Jordan Nobbs back. How much of a boost is that for you and your team?
Yeah, Jordan's an important part, an integral part of what we do, and it's great to have her back, and we're all excited as a team to be here and have her back.
You obviously haven't played Man City yourself as a manager, but you must have seen a lot of them. What are you expecting tonight? Just in terms
Look,
of
Man City are one of the best teams in Europe.
They're
a fantastic side. They have match winners, great players, and we're expecting a very tough game.
Nick, just in terms of team news to start with, you welcome Steph Houghton back. How much of a boost is that for you?
Yeah, huge for us, you know. Not only is she our captain, you know, she's been a consistent performer for us and has played at a real high level consistently. So, you know, we're really pleased. But also because, you know, it's been evident that we've missed her over the last few weeks. So it gives us a boost, and everyone around the squad a huge boost before we even start.
You mentioned before this game that it's been a bit of a struggle with the international break. So many of your players off in the States. Has that affected preparations for you?
Well, listen, you know, it is what it is. We've had 2 days to prepare for this game, and it's not ideal. And we've had, you know, 10 players that have travelled halfway around the world. So it is what it is. I'm not going to, you know, stand there and use it as an excuse. We've consistently over the last...
Here on Facebook Live, because we have an exclusive interview with the England manager Phil Neville on the back of the She Believes Cup, and a Q&A with our special guest tonight, Laura Bassett. You can get in touch now via the FAWSL Facebook. Any question to Laura about her career or tonight's game, fire them in now. Her favourite food, drink.
Wishing you all good luck. Bring home that trophy.
Good luck in the Continental Cup.
Good luck, and let's bring some silverware back to Manchester.
Congratulations, Manchester City women, Continental Cup winners for 2014. And a very warm welcome to Facebook Live for the FA WSL Continental Tires Cup final of 2018. It is Arsenal, the team that have won this competition more than anybody else, against the current holders, Manchester City, live from Adams Park, the home of Wycombe Wanderers. And it's beautifully set up as well, isn't it? Arsenal trying to get their hands on the trophy again. The 7th final of this tournament. They have now been in 6 of them. And these two teams are the only ones to win the Continental Cup. Izzy Christensen there, who got the winner when these two met 4 years ago for Manchester City. A significant moment for them as well, a landmark moment. It was their first trophy. They're boosted by the return of the skipper, Steph Houghton, who lifted the trophy back in 2014 for the first time. She is back in the team, returning from injury this evening for Manchester City. And City had to battle all the way against Chelsea in the semi-final to book their place in another final. It was just one goal in the end that settled it, and that from the Denmark international, new signing this season, Nadia Nadim, in the right place at the right time to get Manchester City to yet another final. Arsenal went to Reading and certainly didn't have it all their own way. They were 2-1 down, but showed great character once again. They love this competition. To come back and make it 3-2 in the end. That lovely finish from Miedema that was followed in by Jordan Nobbs, which means that Arsenal have the chance of glory under their new Australian manager, Joe Montemurro.
Joe, you've obviously got Jordan Nobbs back. How much of a boost is that for you and your team?
Yeah, Jordan's an important part, an integral part of what we do, and it's great to have her back, and we're all excited as a team to be here and have her back.
You obviously haven't played Man City yourself as a manager, but you must have seen a lot of them. What are you expecting tonight?
Look, Man City are one of the best teams in Europe. They're a fantastic side. They have match winners, great players, and we're expecting a very tough game.
And an opportunity for you to get a trophy under your belt very quickly after coming in.
It's a great privilege to be here. It's fantastic, and that's what we play for, and I'm so excited and ecstatic for everyone and the girls that we're here, and the opportunity's there, and hopefully we can win the trophy.
And how have preparations gone in terms of you've had an international break to get through as well ahead of this cup final?
Yeah, it has been tricky. I mean, you obviously have players at different levels, but we've very much focused on their individual processes of getting right for the game, and and collectively we've had enough time to get the game plan right, and hopefully it all goes well.
Great stuff. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He's looking to add to Arsenal's 43 major honours tonight. His opposite number looking to retain the trophy, Manchester City coach Nick Cushing.
Nick, just in terms of team news to start with, you welcome Steph Houghton back. How much of a boost is that for you?
Yeah, huge for us, Not only is she our captain, she's been a consistent performer for us and has played at a real high level consistently. So, we're really pleased, but also because it's been evident that we've missed her over the last few weeks, so it gives us a boost, and everyone around the squad a huge boost before we even start.
You've mentioned before this game that it's been a bit of a struggle with the international break. So many of your players off in the States. Has that affected preparations for you?
Well, listen, it is what it is. We've had 2 days to prepare for this game, and it's not ideal. And we've had 10 players that have travelled halfway around the world, so it is what it is. I'm not going to stand there and use it as an excuse. We've consistently over the last year and a bit had to sort of fight against the situations we're in, but that it makes the job a bit harder, but it makes it all the better when we win. So we'll put a team on the pitch tonight that can do the best it can to play the style of football we want to play and win the game.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, both teams have put free coach travel on for their supporters to get in tonight to see who can win the silverware. And stay with us on Facebook Live as well, because coming up at half-time we will have an exclusive interview with the England women's manager Phil Neville, who talks things about the She Believes Cup recently in America. And our special guest tonight is the England international, Laura Bassett, just the 63 caps. If you'd like to ask her a question, you can get in touch via FAWSL Facebook. We'll put a few to her during the game and mostly at half-time as well. Your opportunity to go direct to Laura Bassett this evening. A very good evening, Laura. What are you expecting in this one?
Good evening. I'm expecting a really, really competitive game. I think both of these haven't played in a couple of weeks because of the She Believes or retrospective, Algarve Cup or Cyprus Cup. So I think both teams will be a bit cagey to start with, trying to, they've only played each other once so far this season, so they'll be trying to see, who's on their game, who's not, strengths and weaknesses, and really eyeing up the opposition. But I think it'll be tight, especially first half.
And both these clubs are all about winning trophies. Manchester City, of course, more recently have come into the game, but the Arsenal team that you played in even all that way back, without making you sound too old, are history winners, aren't they? 43 major honours in their history.
Yeah, they really are. And I was really surprised that only these two teams have ever won the League Cup, the Continental Tires Cup. Been on unfortunately the losing side, but yeah, they will. And Arsenal need to get back to winning trophies. They've been such a main force in women's football for so many years, but over the last couple of years it hasn't been their way. So they need to really stamp their authority, and they know the pressure's on them tonight. They want to change the tide, and they really want to stamp their authority and start winning things.
And they've got a real opportunity to do that under their coach, who only arrived in November. We heard from there, Joe Montemurro. And on a fairly chilly night at Adams Park, they are hoping, Arsenal, that they can get their hands on this trophy again. Remember, we're watching the only two teams, as Laura says, to win the Continental Tires Cup. Manchester City, who really have become the dominant force in recent years. And as I said earlier, the final here 4 years ago, which was exactly the same at Adams Park, Manchester City against Arsenal, their first trophy, Izzy Christiansen's goal, was a very important moment for Manchester City.
Yeah, it was. I remember watching that game as well. I think it was a big turning point in their club's history. It really gave them the belief that they could go on. They were building in the right direction and building in the right way. I think you can look at it, and they've certainly achieved that from there. And I think that's what I mean by what I was saying earlier. I think Arsenal will look for the win tonight to really kickstart them and gain momentum in years to come.
As both managers were hinting there, it's been far from ideal, the preparation for this final, but it is an opportunity for major silverware. And there is Joe Montemurro, just 4 months into his tenure, to lead Arsenal out into a cup final, a proud moment for the Australian. And he's delighted to have his skipper Kim Little back right behind him as well, as are Manchester City with theirs. Once of Arsenal, of course. Steph Houghton won silverware in the Arsenal red, looking to put one over her former club again this evening. Few butterflies, but they're a very experienced set of players who have been this course before and know exactly what is required to win medals in the game. And the pre-match introductions about to take place. Sue Hoff is the chair of the FA Women's Football Board. She's accompanied by Peter Robb from Continental Tires. Is this the moment as a player, you just want the game to get on?
Yeah, you are. You're warmed up, you're ready to go, and you just, but you do respect moments like this. And I think maybe, now, look, from an outside player looking in, you do respect these moments, because they're the exciting bits. This is what you play for, during the game, something that it just kicks in and you just play your normal game. But, it's nice to have a wave to see where your friends and family are sitting and give them a little nod and, see how nervous they're definitely more nervous than you are. Everything's in your control, you're prepared, you've trained for it. But it is nice to know where they're sitting. It's a little bit comforting. But I'm sure you can see the players jumping up and down. I'm sure they're cold. They just want this game to be kicked off and get started.
Greg Clark amongst the dignitaries there as well. Kim Little's turn to introduce her teammates, and she has worked so hard after yet another serious knee injury to get back to wear the armband and lead Arsenal tonight. Can she get her hands on that trophy by the end of the evening? So we will now pause for the singing of the national anthem. Just as it was in 2014 when Manchester City finally got their hands on some silverware. It is Manchester City against Arsenal in the FA WSL Continental Tires Cup final. The holders against a team who have won this competition more than anybody else. Kim Little leading Arsenal there, unbeaten in their last 7 games coming into this one. And they've won 6 of them as well, but they know currently this is the ultimate test in the women's game. Final words of encouragement. So much team spirit amongst the ranks. Nick Cushing having a few words while his opposite number, Joe Montemuro, settles in his seat. His first experience of an English Cup final. Let's have a look at the team that he's picked as well, because they are back to full strength, Arsenal. I mentioned Kim Little, who has worked so hard to get back to full fitness. She wears the captain's armband. Jordan Nobbs is also fit, the England vice-captain, back into that Arsenal midfield. And Beth Mead, the 22-year-old, with 12 goals in her last 15 games. Injury boost for Manchester City as well. Steph Houghton, the former Arsenal player, the England and Manchester City captain, is back into their defence. Real strength in the form of Paris and Nadim. Big night for Georgia Stanway as well, who gets to start, the 19-year-old, on the back of her recent England call-up. And Ellie Roebuck, the 18-year-old, is preferred in goal to Karen Bardsley. Well, these two need little introduction. Their former Arsenal teammates, Kim Little and Steph Houghton, current England and Scotland captains as well. There's not too many players who don't know anything about each other tonight.
Kim and Steph used to live together as well when Steph was playing for Arsenal, so they certainly know each other probably more than any other player on the pitch, so they'll certainly be keeping an eye out for each other.
Amy Fern is tonight's referee. Nadia Nadim, the Denmark international, is the reason Manchester City are in this final after that winner in the enthralling semi against Chelsea. Can Arsenal get their hands back on this trophy and win a 44th major honour in their history? Don't forget, keep your comments coming. We'll get to some of those during the action as well. But it will be Arsenal with the Dutch Euro 2017 winner Vivianne Miedema to get the 2018 FA WSL Continental Tires Cup final underway at Adams Park. Rerun of the final from 4 years ago. When you play in these big finals, Laura, how important is the start? Get an early touch and make something positive.
Yeah, it really is. You know, your mindset's thinking, you know, I just need to keep it simple. I need to get into the game, have a good first touch, get my good first pass off, whether it's a head or a tackle. Just make sure it's good, make sure it's positive.
Nikita Parris trying to make some progress there, and within the first 40 seconds, Manchester City have the first corner. Izzy Christiansen, the match winner in the 2014 final, is going to deliver it. Concentration time here for Arsenal. Christensen's corner. Cleared ahead of Jill Scott at the near post. Emma Mitchell. Kim Little to pick out Beth Mead. It's the Scottish international Lisa Evans, back to Beth Mead. Nikita Parris trying to get back. Evans trying to get the cross in, and Arsenal have their first corner.
Yeah, that's a great reaction from Arsenal. You know, to give away a corner, you know, in the first minute is not ideal, but they defended it well. A great switch of play from Kim Little. That she's going to need to do that. She's going to need to open the game up this first 10 minutes, really test Man City. So it's a great reaction from Arsenal, just what you want.
Beth Mead, 12 goals in 15 games, still only 22. Injury forced her to withdraw from her first England call-up for the She Believes. Jordan Nobbs with the Arsenal corner. It's Beth Mead who had a swing. An Arsenal throw put out by Abby McManus. She's had big boots to fill this season in the absence of Lucy Bronze. Lisa Evans with the Arsenal throw.
It's good to see Leah Williamson back in the side. I think she's made a real good partnership with Louise Quinn. They're both tall, athletic, very good in the air. And I think you can see, you know, they had a few injury problems, but to see them back together, I think they look comfortable.
Christensen. Beattie was quickly closed down there by Jordan Nobbs. Jennifer Beattie, another former Arsenal player, and a couple of titles in her time with the club, but Jordan Nobbs is so crucial to the way Arsenal play.
Yeah, she really is. You know, I'm glad to see her back. She looks fit, she looks healthy. She's playing in a slightly higher role where, you know, maybe Kim Little would feature, but Kim Little's going out on the left and Jordan's going higher to play closer, to give, you know, Miedemar's going to need support. She's going to need someone to bounce off to try and slide Miedemar in. So hopefully they look a good partnership. They've started well together.
Janssen. Get out by McManus, who's encouraged to carry on for Manchester City here. Just couldn't quite pick out Nikita Parris. That was a strong challenge. Kim Little committed. She says she got the ball.
Yeah, it looks like, you know, Kim shielded the ball. She's trying to wriggle off. Man City have done well to swarm the ball, but you know, I don't think there was anything in it, to be honest. But it's an attempt for Man City to put the ball into the box and to make Arsenal defend this properly again.
I would have said you changed if you thought there's anything wrong with that tackle, by the way.
I'm a defender, so I like strong challenges.
In from Steph Horton, drilled in at pace as well. Almost came to Nadim at her feet. Denmark international, who arrived in January from Portland.
I think she had more time than she actually realised. She had a better touch, and then, you know, it was a wonderful ball by Izzy to pick her out. She was all on her own at the back post, and she probably should have done better with something, made something more of that.
3 goals in her 9 games so far. Lost the final of the Euros last year with a surprise country getting to the final of that tournament. Little. Williams into Beth Mead, early ball from her. Cut out by Beattie. Kira Walsh, who plays an important role for Manchester City, just in front of that back four.
There's good pressing from Arsenal. You can hear the players shouting press. They want a high press. They want to force Man City into mistake, which they did well then.
Foul on Beth Mead. Saw one for the former Sunderland striker. So it gives Arsenal the opportunity to float this in from the free kick situation. Jordan Nobbs, who in their final victory 3 years ago got a couple of goals in the Continental Cup final. He's going to take it for Arsenal. Plenty of targets up there. Steph Horton was jumping. Kira Walsh missed it, didn't second time. Positive start from Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. I think they've looked more comfortable. I think they're putting the pressure on Man City. Man City have had to stay strong, stay compact, defend the long balls. I think Beth and Kim and Jordan are picking up the spaces in between the Man City midfield and defence. But it's just that final ball, which hopefully as the game goes on they'll look to. But
here's Nadim trying to set Nikita Parris back in. Reminder, as if Arsenal needed it, that concentration has to be maintained at all times when you're playing Manchester City.
Man City have got this knack that you think you're on top, you think you're possessing the ball well, you think you're on top and you're comfortable in the game, and then they've got this knack of getting a set piece or getting a counter attack, and they've just got players that know how to score goals, know how to stay in games, and as a team they defend so well and they're so resilient.
It's comfortable for Van Veenendaal, the Dutch goalkeeper for Arsenal. Keep your comments coming on Facebook Live. Plenty so far from the United States, Peru, India, Solomon Islands. Knew Laura was big there. Argentina, Mexico and Indonesia. We'll get through a few of those in a moment, but that's a back pass from Steph Horton and away by Roebuck. Williamson. Another one who's won this trophy before, that quite literally serial winners all over the pitch with these two teams tonight. Jordan Nobbs. Walsh. Louise Quinn sticking closely to Nadia Nadim. Manchester City playing in their third Continental Cup final. They've won the previous two. Forward from Steph Horton.
It's great defending by Louise Quinn. She first joined the WSL. I was with her at Notts County, and you know she likes the ball in front of her. She's a really big athletic defender. She likes the ball in the air. She likes to get tight to forwards. Look, yeah, exactly that there. She likes to stop them turning, and she's really aggressive. So she'll be key tonight for Arsenal.
She might be required again here. Nikita Parrish went down in the penalty area. Amy Fern, the referee, unmoved. Manchester City have got pace in that direct area. Long from Horton. Taken safely by Van Veenendaal. This is Nikita Parrish.
Yeah, I think I've seen Keats go over plenty of times before, but I don't think, you know, the referee's not going to give that. She needs, but, you know, she's always a danger. She's always going to drive into the box.
Kim Little's ball is a good one. Beth Meads control just on that occasion. Let her down. Amy Stokes, the 26-year-old with the City throw. Janssen. Van der Donk. Patient period of possession from Arsenal. Crossfield from Williamson. Little. She didn't give it up. Drilled it into Miedema. Jordan Knox might have a shooting opportunity. Mopped up by Kira Walsh.
Yeah, that was good defending. I'm not too sure what Abby McManus was doing, trying to make Kim Little like that, giving the ball away, turning it over quite cheaply. But great defending in the end by Kira, just to snuff out the danger and you know, make the Arsenal attack come to nothing.
Arsenal throw. Evans with it, now Miedema. Nopsis managed to get round McManus. Little. Miedema coming in. It's still in play. Manchester City haven't got it away, they have now. And then drilled back in against the crossbar from Dominic Janssen. What a strike from the Dutch international.
That's a wonderful strike from Janssen. It sits up nicely, there's no pressure, and I don't blame her. It's took the, you know, that's the first shot we've had on target after 12, 13 minutes, so I don't blame her. It was a wonderful play. Mistake by Jen Beattie to let in Miedema and Jordan, and nice link up with Kim, and I think that's a big warning to Man City that, you know, Arsenal now are going to have the confidence. They're going to start shooting from a bit further with the likes of Jordan, Janssen, Kim Little. They've all got wonderful strikes from distance, so certainly Ellie's going to have to be aware now.
Well, she hit this sweetly, Laura.
Oh, it's a wonderful technique. She stayed over the bar. It moves. I think, you know, I don't think Ellie Roebuck would have got it if it would have been slightly lower. But yeah, that would have been a wonderful strike, wonderful goal to get this cup final going.
2 goals already this season. Won the FA Cup already with Arsenal. Dominic Janssen very nearly putting our team in front in the Continental Cup final.
Yeah, you could watch that all day, especially if it went in as a player. You could watch it all day. I think Ellie Roebuck will be thankful for a crossbar there.
18-year-old Manchester City goalkeeper. Understandably didn't see it. It's won back by Nikita Parrish. And chased by Janssen. Jill Scott. Stanway. Now McManus. It's broken down to Jordan Nobbs. Christensen, her England teammate, as indeed Jill Scott is, but Nobs winning the battle.
Yeah, it's nice and tight in there in midfield. It's turnovers. There's not much time, so you've got to have a good touch. You've got to get it out your feet and know exactly what you're doing with the ball before it comes in. There's no time in there at all.
There's no secrets either. As I say, these two sets of players know each other inside out, don't they, from club and international level?
Yeah, they certainly do, and you know, most of these have been away with each other, just returning from the She Believes Cup. So I'm sure maybe they avoided talking about it. You know, leave club level at club level and concentrate on country. But you know, they all would have had half an eye on this cup final. It's great occasions.
Great strength again from Kim Little. Nobs. Now Beth Mead up against Demi Stokes, and around Demi Stokes, and still going Beth Mead. Almost from the 22-year-old.
I think Nikita Parris has been Man City's brightest spark so far. I think she's really tenacious and she drives forward down that right-hand side, and it allows Man She's scored free kicks before, and you know, why not? Why not? You have a positive attitude, get the first shot off on target. Unfortunately, it didn't there, but I can't blame her. And you just know, Steph's going to shoot. She practices. She practices after training. You know, I've seen her plenty of times, and you know, she's got that, and she's really confident in her ability. So I can't blame her.
The new England women's manager, Phil Neville, in attendance tonight. Stay with us on Facebook Live, because we will be talking to him at half-time in an extended interview as well. Keep your comments coming on Facebook. We'll ask Laura a couple of questions in a moment. First of all, Lisa Evans, the Scottish international, in her first season with Arsenal, from Bayern Munich, with the throw. Into Beth Mead. Jordan Nobbs demanding it and receiving it. It's too strong for Miedema. Yeah, so Catherine Louise Parry says on Facebook, any ideas, Laura, where you want to play next?
No, I'm just taking some time out. You know, assessing all my options. I think, you know, when you get to the later stage of your career, you want to just make sure that next step you're happy and you're fully content with it. So sorry, there's no flash breaking news on Facebook Live tonight.
Well, Graham Webster, says, I'm a City fan. Will you please play for Manchester City?
I know. I think as I was walking in, the supporters club already tried to sign me up to get me a sticker. They were ready to have me part of their supporters crew, banging the drum and singing songs. So they've already signed me up.
That's a long night. Don't rule the singing out just yet.
Yeah, they have been quite quiet.
0-0 after 20 minutes at Adams Park. Christensen for Manchester City. Stanway. Christensen once more. 9 goals now, last 17 games. Izzy Christensen. Well, Manchester City, as we mentioned, Laura, have their captain back tonight after an injury absence. You've played alongside her, you've played against her. How important for club and country is Steph?
Yeah, she's vital. She's really, really important. And her and Jen Beattie have been playing together now for quite a while. They've got a great partnership. They complement each other really well. And playing alongside Steph, it's reassuring, it's calm. She's talking throughout. And that just makes your job so much easier. You know where the centre forward is, back shoulder in front of you, exactly who's got her. And she's clear, concise, and you always know she's going to be, she senses danger. She's going to be the right place, right time. And for the whole team to build on that, it's comforting, it's reassuring. And in moments when they're going to need Steph, like they needed the crossbar earlier, you know, she's going to be there, and with all her experience in these big games. So, you know, they'll be so happy that she's back for tonight's game.
Emma Mitchell sticking closely to Nikita Parris. It's a Manchester City throw. Their third season from Everton now. Not often you see Jill Scott brushed aside.
I know, I think she was off balance, and she's been. I know she's been working hard in the gym, so she's always trying to bulk, and she's always, you know, trying to get stronger. But no, Jill, she's a hard player to play up against, and yeah, not many players push her offside, but I'll say she was off balance there. Be kind to her.
Here she is again, Jill Scott. Penalised. Won this cup twice with Manchester City. Scored in the FA Cup final and they beat Birmingham as well, comfortably. Nobbs. Don't forget as well that both these clubs have FA Cup quarter-final action this weekend. Manchester City face Sunderland. Charlton are Arsenal's opponents. The Women's FA Cup semi-final draw is on Monday the 19th of March. It's live on BBC 5 Live Breakfast at 7:45. The final on the 5th of May at Wembley Stadium, of course, for the 5:30 kickoff. If you want to get your tickets for the FA Cup final now, you can via www.thefa.com/tickets. Beattie. Certainly for Arsenal, so far so good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You know, just on that last pass, I think with Georgia Stanway playing on the left, she's going to come in field. That's her natural. She wants the ball to feet. She's right-footed, so she's going to come in field, which gives the licence for Demi to push on. But they're going to need better quality to Demi if Man City are going to get higher up the pitch.
One from Horton, she was looking for that one from the inside from Nikita Parris.
Exactly like that quality ball. They're going to need a weighted pass with a bit of backspin on. Holds up, it's hard for defenders, and that was a wonderful spot.
Williamson at Arsenal since the age of 9, trying to find Kim Little, who's in her second spell. What a touch that was. Huge boost for Arsenal to have Kim Little fit again, and it's horrendous luck. She ended up being part of our broadcast team at the Euros instead of captaining Scotland.
Yeah, she's a wonderful player, Kim. played against her many years, and you know she can turn a game in a moment. And you know, it's great to see her back. It's great to see her causing problems, and she got some minutes against Everton before the She Believes Cup. But after a long injury like that, it takes time to find your feet, find your first touch, find your passes, and connect with your teammates. But tonight, she certainly looks like she's impacted. She looks comfortable, confident on the ball. So I'm really pleased for her. She's certainly had great personality, and she's certainly an asset to have in the WSL.
And it was the foul on Kim Little that has provided the opportunity potentially for Arsenal from this free kick, which Jordan Nobbs is going to deliver. All by Georgia Stanway back to defend as far as Manchester City are concerned. Whipped in by Jordan Nobbs. Miedema was trying to get a touch. Back from Jordan Nobbs once more. Horton missed it. Demi Stokes didn't. Van der Donk up to Louise Quinn, the Republic of Ireland international. That's gone Arsenal's way. Back by Christensen, and the interception from Janssen. As you rightly say, though, there isn't a lot of time on the ball in those central areas. BT. Williams. She played 4 years ago and they lost this final by a goal to nil to Manchester City. Evans. Stokes in the way. Unable to get hold of that.
Yeah, that's exactly what, you know, Man City rely a lot on this, whoever plays that 9, and in this case it's Nadia Nadim, to really hold the ball up secure so that they can get Izzy and Jill higher, they can connect with Keats out on the right. So they're going to need more from her, a bigger strength, holding the ball up better so they can get up the pitch and get some connecting passes.
Closest we've come to a goal, in case you're just joining us on Facebook Live. Dominic Janssen, the Dutch international, rattling the crossbar for Arsenal as they concede the free kick for the foul on Christensen.
Yeah, I think Izzy's got to the ball there first. She's helped it on, and I think Emma Mitchell's come in late. You know, fully deserved free kick to Man City there.
First yellow card of the final as well, and it goes to the Scottish international, Emma Mitchell. Who's won and lost this final with Arsenal before. Just has to be careful for the remaining hour of the 90.
Yeah, she does. And part of Emma Mitchell's game is that she's strong, tenacious, tough in the tackle. She's hard to play up against. So, you know, I'm sure from now to half-time, she needs to be sensible. She needs to be you know, relaxed in her defending now and maybe just hold up Keats. But if I was Keats, you know, she needs to go out in 1v1.
Attempt towards Steph Houghton, who did get her head to it. She was a danger in the air. She had Nadim coming in behind her.
Again, a nice ball from Izzy. Nice weight. You just got to seem to get in each other's way.
Offside flag is up against Beth Mead. Well, both clubs have made on free coach travel for their supporters, particularly those coming down from Manchester, which is a terrific gesture. Tickets gone out into the local community as well to see the showpiece final. It's hooked away by Demi Stokes. Janssen. Early from Williams. Chance for Jordan Nobbs to turn. She was trying to throw it through to Miedema. It's been starved of any real service so far, like Nadim at the other end.
Yeah, that's right. Both number 9s are pretty in the same position, and then eventually, when it does eventually get up to them, it's either a lack of concentration or a poor touch.
That was a good touch from Jordan Nobbs. Janssen lifted in towards Beth Mead. Might still come here to Miedema. And Arsenal have the breakthrough. And Miedema, with the first opportunity she's been given tonight, has taken it. And the Dutch international gives the Gunners the lead. Well, we just mentioned it. Well, that's the sign of a good striker, Laura.
Yeah, it certainly is. You just said she's been starved, but I think this is a wonderful. She's had time to pick out a cross, good numbers in the box. You know, and on this, I think it takes Demi Stokes, because of the header, doesn't really know her positioning. It's a wonderful first touch and nice and calm, and she's shown her quality already in this league. She just slots the ball through Ellie Roebuck's legs, and I think overall, you know, Arsenal have looked the more composed. They've settled into this final a lot better than Man City, to be honest.
Well, we saw her really rise to prominence in the Women's Euros in her native Holland, and of course they were victorious, 4 goals in 6 games in that tournament. The season before she joined Arsenal from Bayern, she was the top scorer in the Champions League as well, and she's got the first goal in her first final in England to give Arsenal the lead.
Yeah, that's it. You know, as 2 centre-backs, you'd be thinking, you know, we're on top, I'm owning her, I'm kind of getting the better of her, I'm comfortable, and then that's it. You just need a lack of concentration, or she's in the box and you just know she's going to be a threat.
She's only 21. She was switched on here.
What I like about this is just the cool calm. She's pushing Demi Stokes off, being strong, and she's got the audacity, the confidence, you know, whatever you want to call it, to just slot the ball nice and calmly through Ellie Roebuck's legs.
Well, Manchester City have shown time and time again their steel, their grit, their determination, their character. Needed again in this cup final. Was useful. Away by Evans, Christensen. Couldn't generate any power on that occasion.
No, you're right. I think with Man City's resilience, I watched them play Chelsea, and I think by their own standards, I think Nick Cush and all the players, you know, by their own standards, they didn't perform well at all. But you can't write them up. At half-time, Chelsea were comfortable and ahead in the game, but somehow second half they managed to get themselves back into the game and earned a good draw.
That's why they've been beaten only 4 times in their last 63 games in all competitions. Nikita Parris did not like that challenge from Dominic Janssen. Steph Houghton having to calm down her teammate. Well, the goal's livened things up.
Yeah, it certainly has, and I think Keats has got every right not to be happy. She's got the ball under control, she's laid it off, and it's a late challenge from Janssen there. But I think this is what gets the best out of Keats, knowing her. She's a fiery personality, she's so different on and off the pitch. But I think things like this gets the best out of her. But it is late, and you know, I wouldn't be happy with that challenge. It is, but the referee's dealt with it accordingly, and is the right decision.
So the second yellow of the final, both of them now Arsenal players. Christensen with the Manchester City free kick towards Steph Houghton, beaten to it by Mitchell. Stanway. Oh, that was a risk from Jennifer Beattie. Kept Ellie Roebuck, the goalkeeper, on her toes. And it might come back at the Manchester City keeper now. Walsh with the interception. Janssen. Van der Donk. Good movement from Evans. Away by Beattie, her Scottish international teammate.
I think Lisa Evans and Beth Mead have linked up well down this right-hand side. They seem to be causing problems. They seem to be playing 1-2 around Georgia Stanway and really forcing Demi Stokes back. She's a really good 1v1 defender, and Demi's hard to beat, but you know, they're certainly stepping up to the challenge tonight.
Christensen's interception. Strong driving run from Izzy Christensen, the 26-year-old, assessing her options. Nadine was the intended target. Cut out by Williamson. Two of the WSL's current top three in this final. Manchester City a point behind Chelsea at the moment. Arsenal in third. 7 points off top, but they do have a game in hand, the Gunners. And as I said, they came in with real consistency. 7 unbeaten, 6 wins in that period as well. And they're in front here against the holders. That's a foul by Demi Stokes. Reminder, you can get in touch now, and indeed for an extended chat at half-time with Laura via the FAWSL Facebook. Just get more or less anything you like.
Be nice. I know my brother's watching in America, so I hope he doesn't ask any questions. I haven't heard from him for a while.
Oh, there
so
you go. What's his name?
Daniel.
Daniel.
If he can't FaceTime me, then I don't want any questions tonight.
Daniel, we've named and shamed you. We'll be disappointed at half-time if we do not get a comment. He won't be. Jay Montemuro, his team a goal to the good. It's an Arsenal free kick. Jordan Nobbs is going to deliver it. Floated in, trying to find Kim Little. They practiced that one, didn't quite come off at the moment.
Yeah, it's a wonderful run by Kim Little there. But like you say, just the quality of the bast, quality of the free kick weren't quite there. It would have worked if the ball was the right weight.
Stokes quickly closed down there by Beth Mead, and Arsenal regained possession. They've really been in Manchester City faces at times. It's whether they can keep it up at that tempo for 90 minutes, Laura, really.
Yeah, they keep looking for Beth Mead out on this right-hand side. Because Kimmy Little's playing on the left, it's more to feet, it's more link-up play, but Beth Mead's certainly a great outlet on this right-hand side.
Well, he came back almost with the She Believes Cup. Remember that interview coming up at half-time, and also remember that his first competitive game in the UK is against Wales. Tickets are on sale now for that qualifier in Southampton at St Mary's. It's Friday the 6th of April on the FA website. I'm expecting a big crowd that night. England-Wales, Phil Neville's first game in charge in the UK. Several players on show, including Keira Walsh, who's just committed that foul, are likely to be in the squad. So it's another Arsenal free kick, and I think we've seen a sign or two of Manchester City frustration since that goal.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think, you know, they keep turning over the ball, and it's frustration. They're not holding on, the things aren't coming off for them as well. And, you know, Keira Walsh, I think that's clever play. I think also frustration, but sometimes you just need to give your team a breather and get some good shape behind the ball.
Steph Horton got a shot there from Beattie, hooked away by Christensen. Now Pax. Stanway. Confident. Is it effective? Couldn't quite get it across. It was Van der Donk, the covering player.
Yeah, we're seeing, you know, glimpses now of Man City. Izzy Christiansen, the first counter-attack. That drive there, you know, with Keats, and they get support. It's just that final pass that they need to take care with, and they'll be in. They'll be in on the Arsenal goal there.
Manchester City, the WSL champions, the FA Cup holders, Continental Cup holders, still trailing. Nikita Parris isn't happy again. Amy Fern quickly diffusing the situation. Great deal on that. So Manchester City have the opportunity to try and make the set play count. In from Christensen. Arsenal throw. Beattie. One from Horton again. Lovely touch from Parris. Oh, she tried the second one as well.
Yeah, it was ambitious there from Keats, but like you say, it was a great touch. I'm not too sure she had many other options, but, you know, why not? They need to get a shot off. They need to make Van Veenendaal work. You know, she's not had a save to make yet, so, you know, Keats, I've seen her score some fantastic goals so far this season, and as a forward, you're always going to encourage that. But I think also that's slightly frustration. You've seen earlier how many times, you know, she's been kicked, she's been, you know, she's having a tough game tonight, but it's certainly ambitious from there.
Final minute of normal time at the end of the first half in the Continental Cup final. Manchester City trying to draw level. Stanway. Watched all the way by Van Veenendaal.
We certainly know Georgia Stanway can hit her strike when she fancied it. That strike against Chelsea that we saw that led to her winning Player of the Month as well, with some good goals, good performances. So you certainly want to keep her on her left foot if you're defending her, because she can strike it. She's got wonderful technique for someone so young. She can get power, she can get swerve on it, and certainly very dangerous.
Here she is again, still only 19 years of age. Ran into Janssen, but it still came through to Scott. Nadim! Deflected, Manchester City corner.
It's so congested in there. Arsenal are doing so well. They're being stubborn. They're keeping their shape nice and compact, and it's difficult for City to get their shots off, to get any real good clean shot off. Credit to Arsenal. They're certainly defending in numbers.
For 1 minute of time to add on at the end of the first half. 1 goal separating 2 of the top 3 teams in the WSL in this Continental Cup final. Short to Nadim. Oh, Jordan Nobbs looked as though Rob Stanway was away there. Back in from Walsh. Steph Horton. Van der Donk in the way. And a foul by Horton. Beatty's header. Arsenal have the advantage at half-time in the Continental Cup final. And the holders have to try and come from behind that after the goal, after 33 minutes from the Dutch international Vivianne Miedema. In the right place at very much the right time. And it is the former Bayern Munich striker's intervention that is the difference between the two. But Arsenal, who have won this competition more than any other team, have certainly had the bit between their teeth in the first period. And they were rewarded with that strike from the Euro 2017 winner in her first season at Arsenal, in her first cup final with Arsenal. And Manchester City, as I say, will expect the response in the second period. Arsenal, through another Dutch international, Dominic Janssen, almost broke the deadlock before they did. With a thunderous strike from the 22-year-old that Ellie Roebuck didn't see in the Manchester City goal. She was delighted to see that crash back off the crossbar. But it was a tight game in terms of chances created up until that moment, and really after it. We were only mentioning that Miedema, like Nadim at the other end, had been starved of any real service until this cross came in, and Miedema did the rest. That's what she's been brought in to do. And that's what she's done for the 6th time in an Arsenal shirt, and find the back of the net. Keep those comments coming, of course, for Laura Bassett via Facebook, because we'll be getting to some of those very shortly indeed via Facebook Live. Any question, get in touch via the FA WSL Facebook. We'll have some of those in a moment, after the thoughts of the England women's manager, Phil Neville, who I caught up with a little bit earlier on. Phil, great to see you. Just come back from your first experience with the She Believes Cup. What was it like overall?
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think before we went, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know what to expect. There was 3 tough games, and we had 3 or 4 pull-outs of our key players. Steph Horton and Jordan Nobbs pulled out. So you thought to yourself you had to be really competitive to get results. And then the 2 or 3 days before the first game against France, we got some really good work in, and there was a real good feel-good factor. And then we managed to beat France 4-1. Which we'd only done once in 44 years. So that gives the confidence then to go into the Germany game. The Germany game, I thought we was a little bit below par, but we got a result. We were resilient, we stayed in the game, and then I suppose I wanted the win in the last game. I wanted to come back with the trophy. It wasn't to be, maybe a blessing in disguise, but I said to the players at the end, probably the 10 best days of my professional career. It was that good. The professionalism, their attitudes, the spirit was fantastic. And you know what? When I got this job, I said to myself, I want to win a World Cup. And after those 10 days, I'm now even more convinced that we can do it.
What was the main thing that you learned that perhaps you weren't expecting to learn?
On and off the pitch. On the pitch, nothing surprised me.
People said, you know, I find it difficult coaching in the women's game. It was no different whatsoever. The quality, their professionalism was even better. The system that I wanted to play, they wanted to play it. They wanted to learn. They were thirsty. They were like sponges in terms of the meeting rooms. Off the pitch was a little bit different because obviously I had to learn about the dressing room culture. I had to learn about, you know, sometimes, you know, like in the men's game, boys go and play, so like PlayStations, but they like to talk, they like to learn, they like meetings, they like the coffee breaks, and they like to be entertained throughout the day. So that was a learning experience. But you know what? It was just exhilarating from start to finish, and we've got 2 big qualifiers coming up, and what I said to them at the end is that they've got to get back to the clubs and maintain the standards that they set in that She Believes trophy, because the WSL is good level, but it's not that international trophy that we went to. So I want to see the levels tonight that what I saw in that She Believes trophy.
And indeed the next game, your first competitive game against Wales, how much are you looking forward to that, particularly with what you've seen with that group in America?
Yeah, it'll be a different kind of test for us. We've got to deal with what will be a near sellout crowd at Southampton, so there'll be a lot of expectation. There'll be an emotion of playing a home country, Wales. Wales will be so fired up for this game, so it'll be a different kind of test. But I'm really looking forward to it. The best 10 days I've had in the job is actually with the players when you meet up. The hard bit is in between, you know, when you can't get contact with your players, you're not on the training pitch and you're almost preparing. So the game tonight should be great for me to see my players again, to see, you know, if they've taken on the form from the She Believes trophy.
And in terms of a personal level, you've always wanted to manage, you got the opportunity to manage. What was it like in that first game, standing there in your FA suit with the badge on, being the England manager?
Well, I got a text the day before the game, and it was from Gareth Southgate, and he said the biggest decision you'll have to make is not the team or the squad, is what you're going to actually wear for the game tomorrow night. Will it be a 3-piece tracksuit or whatever? And you know, I always think back, you know, to what Sir Alex Ferguson wanted us to look like. He said, you know, first impressions is always the best. So I put my suit on, and studying the touchline was fantastic, because actually, when you know, we watch lots of games, but actually studying the touchline, being in charge of a team, dictating tactics, substitutions, half-time team talks, dealing with the staff on match day was, like I say, the best 10 days of my professional career without a shadow of a doubt, better than anything I've done on the playing side.
And in terms of you, are you going to do anything differently after those 3 games? Did you kick every ball? Did you get too excited, not enough excited?
Look, I think I wanted to be myself on the touchline. I always look at managers in the Premier League, say, and you think the team always mirrors the manager. And I think in the first 2 or 3 games, I think they did. I showed energy on the touchline. I think there's obviously times, there was an incident in the 3rd game when I actually went on the pitch and got the ball when the ball wasn't out of play, and the American winger Rapinoe just nearly broke my wrist trying to go for the ball, and you know, so I think you've obviously learning from game to game. You've got to control your emotions, and you've got to be in control of those. But apart from that, I just want to go with it. It's a great experience, and I want to win. I want to win the World Cup. I want to win every game that we're playing. So onwards and upwards.
Well, very good luck against Wales in your next game.
Thank you.
Showed what they're capable of.
Interesting stuff from the England women's head coach Phil Neville. Reminder, in case just joining us on Facebook Live, in the Continental Cup final of 2018, it is Arsenal that have the lead at half-time against Manchester City, courtesy of the Dutch international Vivian Miedema. So keep your questions and your comments coming for the England international Laura Bassett. Just the 63 caps, the 5 major tournaments. She knows a thing or two about the women's game wherever you're watching around the world. And Daniel, if you're her brother, we want a question before the start of the second half, or you are not getting a Christmas present in this coming year. In all seriousness, Phil Neville's profile, what does that do to the women's game in this country, Laura?
Yeah, we've already seen so many, you know, broadcasters, news outlets, you know, really interested in Phil, especially one, how he's going to get on in his first managerial, you know, stint in the women's game, and also for the women's game, just, you know, putting it on another level. You know, we've already seen he's come out and said about flying economy, and for all us female players, you know, that's we're used to that, and so a lot of other Olympic athletes. It's only maybe, you know, the professional men's clubs that have chartered flights, and so if it's another person pushing for better standards, better aids, you know, in terms of performance, so that, you know, we can fly better, or whatever it is, pushing the boundaries and asking for things, and it can only help women's football. It can only raise the standards.
And is that important? Because I know you were one of the first to get the professional contracts under Hope Powell that she pushed for as well, and it's all about different boundaries and different levels taking the game forward.
Yeah, it really is. And, you know, I look back now and I think what Hope must have gone through. You know, she fought, and some of the meetings that she says she, you know, some of the people she had to fight. And she was, I think at the end, she got tired because she was fighting so much. And we're thankful now for everything that her, Brent did, Mark Sampson, everyone. And I think they have a responsibility to push the game forward. I was talking to Rachel Pavlo the other day, and she was saying that she's worked for the FA 20 years now in June. And credit to her, she's seen the game come from, she said, 10 years ago, they had 20 full-time staff, and now they're up to in their 70s. So to have that, the amount of full-time staff now we have working at the FA, working for women's football, you know, it's a credit to her. But we need to keep pushing. We need to keep people like Rachel Pavlo in the game and all the full-time staff so that they can work tirelessly to keep improving our game.
Okay, let's get through a few of these questions. Thank you very much indeed. I mentioned that some of the countries around the world, Peru, America, India, Argentina, Mexico, Indonesia. Jess Cully says, are you planning a career as a media career pundit after tonight? You're sounding brilliant.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm just at the minute I've done a few media things and I'm enjoying it. And I think, you know, unfortunately on the wrong side of 30, so you have to start experimenting. I'm also starting my A licence with Casey Stoney, with Rachel Yankee. So I am looking into different avenues. You have to be realistic. You know, a career in women's football hasn't set me up for life. I can't retire. So you do need other jobs, but I'm enjoying it, and it's brilliant. You know, I do love watching WSL games.
Well, that's good, because Sarah Coots says, we're watching 2 of the top 3 tonight. Who do you think will win the WSL this season?
Oh, they've gone straight for the killer question.
Oh, yeah. But if you're getting the big bucks, you've got to answer the big questions, you see.
True. I just think I'm going to go with Chelsea. I'm going to put the pressure on them. I think with the sheer quality, the strength in depth, I think they could, I really genuinely believe they could put 2 top, with the amount of players they've got, they could put 2 top teams in the WSL. That's how good their squad is. That's how good their strength in depth is. And yeah, I just don't. I think with all the with the players that Emma Hayes has recruited, I don't see why not. And I just think they've been there. Unfortunately, they've lost Anita Rasante with injuries. But I was about to say I think they've been pretty fortunate with injuries. But they can just keep bringing another top international in.
Interesting. Anne Espinoza Brown says, would you consider playing in the US?
Yeah, I would.
You just had an Australian adventure as well. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the Australian adventure was brilliant. It's an up-and-coming league. I think the Australian national team, I hope that they qualify for the World Cup next year, because they're certainly a force to be reckoned with. With Sam Kerr, who's on fire. If you've got a top-quality centre forward in your playing for your national team, you've got a chance. We know that. We've got Jodie Taylor, Ellen White. We've got so many for England with such a good we're sport for choice, really. But yeah, the Australians, they'll certainly be one to watch. But the NWSL is a strong league now, and I think our WSL is getting there. I think they're the 2 best leagues, in my opinion, in women's football.
But if there's an American US coach logged onto Facebook tonight, you're open to offers.
Yeah, Laura Harvey. I grew up. We're both from Bulkington, so I used to play with Laura Harvey. She's 3 years older than me. I can't believe I've not got the call, even to do bibs, balls, whatever it is. But I can't believe she's not made the call. So she won't be listening though. She's too big time. She's in LA. They've gone to pre-season in LA. It's a bit Utah's getting a bit cold.
I can't believe in the wind in Wickham you'd rather be in LA. You're watching the Continental Cup final in windy Wickham.
I'm enjoying it, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it, Steve. Don't put words in my mouth.
Well, you mentioned Casey Stoney there, you're doing your pro licence with. The England assistant manager is waiting to talk to us with Robin Cowan.
Casey, first of all, half-time here. What have you made of the game?
I think Arsenal deserved to be in front. They looked a bit sharper in the first half. I think they were pressing really well and deserved their goal. But Man City came strong at the end at half-time. So I think half-time came a bit too soon for them. But I'm sure Nick will rally the team. He'll get things right. He'll solve the problems, get them back out. And City came from behind against Chelsea in the league, and I'm sure they can do that here tonight.
Now you're watching games from the stands, perhaps a little bit of a different capacity now. How have you found your first foray into coaching?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Obviously, we're here watching players, England players, to make sure that, they're working on the right things, doing the right things, and, we're looking at who we're going to pick for the next squad, really. So, yeah, I'm loving it at the moment, really enjoying working with Phil and the team and learning what it is to be in that environment, in a very, very different capacity.
How was it out in the States?
Yeah, it was good. It was tough. You know, it was a tough 2 weeks for the players. You know, that 3 games in a short space of time to play, you know, 3 of the top teams in the world. But, you know, I think the girls showed what they're capable of. We've still got a lot of work to do. We've got a lot to grow, you know, and I think we've got 14, 15 months to make sure that we can do that. We need to qualify for a World Cup, and then when we get there, we need to be ready to make sure that we're in the right place to go and compete.
And speaking of qualifying for the World Cup, next up for the Lionesses?
Yeah, obviously we've got a massive game against Wales on the 6th of April in Southampton. You know, it's hopefully going to be a very good crowd for the girls to go out to. Massive game, a really must-win game for us in terms of qualification. So, you know, we're preparing for that now. The players will be preparing for that, and we'll make sure that we pick a squad that's capable of going and win that game.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Katie. Appreciate it.
Very much. Thank you.
Well, she's watching the Continental Cup final. That it is Arsenal 1, Manchester City 0. Honestly, the scoreboard just flattered that one out. But the Gunners in front, Manchester City have it all to do. And this, the Continental Cup final. Don't forget as well, on the 5th of May, the other showpiece, all eyes will be on Wembley.
Towards Lucy Bronze, that's the touch, that's in! Oh, it's a lovely goal to wrap it up for Manchester City. Steph Houghton lifts the 27. SSE Women's FA Cup.
.com/tickets for that one. Manchester City, the current FA Cup holders. Steph Houghton lifted that trophy, but Manchester City need goals to try and lift this one tonight because they are 1 down to Arsenal. And there's the substitution that has been made by Nick Cushing at half-time. Nadia Nadim has been taken off, and the Scottish international Jane Ross is on for Manchester City as they try and change the scoreline. An interesting change of personnel.
Yeah, that is. You know, I was more expecting Claire Emsley or Mal Lawley on the wings to really drive Arsenal back, but Jane Ross, she's certainly a quality striker. She's got experience. She's got so many caps for Scotland. Unfortunately, we've not seen her so far, you know, as much in the WSL as we probably would have liked, or she would have liked. She's more coming off the bench now, but she'll be hoping to hold the ball up and make an impact.
6 goals for City this season.
A lot of the City girls said how, you know, how diligent she is. She's an ultimate professional. She eats the right things. She's always training so hard, 100% commitment. So she'll definitely need to bring that tonight.
Keep those questions coming via Facebook throughout the second half here for Laura Bassett. Daniel, you've still got it all to do.
Maybe he's not watching. Maybe he's told me a little porcupine.
Here come Arsenal again. And there was a little kick at Bethmead there, and the referee, Amy Fern, certainly saw it. Kira Walsh. So it's an Arsenal free kick.
Yeah, I think Arsenal are spoilt for choice here. Who's going to step up and take it? We've already seen a strike from Janssen, Danielle van der Donk, Jordan Nobbs, Kim Little. Those last two seems to be walking away from the ball, but they'd all like their chances on this free kick, I'm sure.
Addie Roebuck in the Manchester City goal, more than aware of that. Looks as though Dominic Janssen is going to assume responsibility. She's already crashed one against the crossbar in the first half. Here comes Janssen. It was dipping, but it wasn't quite dipping enough.
No, that was a wonderful effort. I think maybe for Janssen to get, you know, to really hit her prime, I think she needs to be a bit further out, but it's a wonderful technique. She's gone for more accuracy and a bit of whip on the ball rather than power this time.
Houghton with the interception. What do you think Nick Cushing's message might have been at half-time, Laura?
I think maybe, you know, I think that's exactly why he's changed the number 9, because they need to hold the ball up. They need to. They're great on the counter-attack, City are, but they can't only rely on that. They need to hold the ball up in higher areas to really allow time for players to join in, the likes of Jill, the likes of Izzy, Nikita, and Georgia Stanway. But they need to hold the ball up.
Oh, and if Jordan Nobbs had held it up there, Manchester City might have been in trouble. Beautifully fouled by Emma Mitchell. His third Continental Cup final. Hasn't experienced losing one yet. He doesn't want to start tonight. Paris. Jane Ross. Patient from Manchester City, couldn't find a way through. Louise Quinn in the way. Back from Evans and away by Van Veenendaal. Who, as you rightly say, Manchester City haven't stretched at all as yet.
I think shortly we'll be seeing another substitute from Nick Cushion. I really do. I think he's got the players on the bench to impact the game and stretch the game. So I don't think it'll be long either before we get another substitution.
City beat Bristol City in the quarterfinals, Chelsea in those semi-finals, Arsenal overcoming Sunderland in the last day, and Reading 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. Jordan Nobbs with the winner. Arsenal in particular fought extremely hard through the group stage to get to this final, and they still have their noses in front at Adams Park. Van der Donk. Walsh. Well read by Williamson.
Yeah, it seems like City could also do with being a little bit more patient. Kira, Izzy, Jill playing together, playing through midfield rather than going straight into the forwards and missing that link out. They're really, City's midfield are so important for them, but they need to get on the ball to feet a little bit more often.
Good strength from Jane Ross. Steph Houghton looking for that ball over the top again. Quinn in the way, it might still come to Ross. There she is again. Jane Ross, she's got Jill Scott in the centre. There is Jill Scott. Straight at Van Veenendaal.
That's a wonderful bit of pressure from Man City. Jane Ross with a wonderful cross, and Jill Scott, I think she'd like to have done better with that.
Demi Stokes came across there. Jordan Nobbs was looking for the free kick. Christensen, now Walsh. Kim Little's frustrated that the free kick has gone Manchester City's way. Houghton back to Beattie. Positive from Stokes. This is Ross. Nice turn. Decent try.
I think Man City was definitely getting confidence from the last 2 attempts they've just had. Jill Scott's header. And this is a wonderful turn by Jane Ross. She's so lively in the box. She's such a natural striker. She knows where the goal is. And every half yard, she always wants to have a shot. She's certainly brightened things up when she's come on.
107 Scotland caps. Throw, which Jordan Nobbs wants to take quickly. And in the end leaves for Emma Mitchell. Comments to come on Facebook Live. We've had them now from the Netherlands, Nigeria, Cyprus, Zimbabwe, Azerbaijan, Estonia, Ecuador and Nepal.
Are you just reading off all the places you've been to on holiday?
All with business, Laura. Here's a quick one from Paul Wadey and Mark Hughes, presumably not the Premier League manager. Who's the best player you've ever played against? Give you a second
really
to think about that.
I think Kelly Smith's got to be up there, and I think Christine Sinclair. But then I would also like to add in Birgit Prinz before she retired. So she was certainly very difficult to mark. I think she was.
That was a decent try.
I think Birgit Prinz was twice as big as me, so that's probably why.
What about this effort?
It is. We saw a glimpse of this in the first half from Georgia Stanway. You can't let her come in on that right foot. And she's got, like I say, she's got wonderful technique.
Horton. Christensen. Just to give you the size of Arsenal's task here, 23 games they've played in all competitions, Manchester City, this season. They've won 20 of them, and they've only been beaten once. I must mention that for Laura, because that was Birmingham, their former club, by 2-0. But that's how good and consistent Manchester City have been.
Yeah, you know, it's a phenomenal record. Their history speaks for themselves, their performances, and that's why they really have this great team spirit, a great resilience, because they've got that to fall back on. They're so confident. You know, they believe in their ability. They know what it does works, and they know they need to draw upon every single player tonight, and they'll know that they'll need subs from the bench to get exactly what they want. But you can't underestimate them until right in the the very last minute.
From Beaton, Stanway. So Charles Evan Janssen, who, in case you weren't with us in the first half, one of 2 Arsenal players on a yellow card. So when that kind of challenge is presented to her, she just has to maintain her cool and sensibility levels. Who would want to get sent off in a Continental Cup final?
I have no clue, but thanks for that, Steve. We were talking about it earlier, and you promised me you wouldn't bring it up.
I didn't mention anyone.
Guilty conscience here, guilty conscience.
In all seriousness, I was commentating on that final. We still don't know to this day why you were shown the red card. Here's Jordan Nobbs, Miedema, trying to find room for the shot. Nikita Paris. Well defended again from Louise Quinn. Van der Donk. It's gone Arsenal's way. I mentioned 4 Dutch girls in the Arsenal starting 11 tonight. They obviously won the tournament last year. They're a rising nation because they surprised a lot of people, didn't they?
Yeah, they really are. They've got some, wonderful players. They're playing all over Europe, and I think they certainly will. I think going forward they'll look to build on that. They've got a young manager who's certainly trying different things, and there's nothing better to breed confidence than having something to show for it, hold for it, and they can certainly draw on wonderful memories now in their host country, so there's no reason why they can't build and go and do it again.
And it is one of those Dutch internationals, Vivian Miedema, whose goal is the difference after 33 minutes at the moment in this Continental Cup final. Abby McManus with the throw. Space for Jordan Nobbs. Beth Mead to her right. Went to left to Miedema instead. Shane Turn was trying to find Mead.
I think it's wonderful seeing Jordan Nobbs playing higher up the pitch. I think she's got such energy, but she makes such good runs. And in terms of a defensive organisation, it's so hard to keep up with her, to keep, you know, notice where she's running and when she's running. But for Arsenal, she's always an outlet, and she really does make things happen. When Arsenal are looking for inspiration, Jordan Nobbs is there either with her running or what she does on the ball. So it's great she's had a little bit more freedom tonight.
Here's Nikita Parris from Manchester City, still trailing by a goal to nil. Here's Nobbs. Strong challenge, but a fair one from Beattie. McManus started every match in every competition for Manchester City this season. That's harmlessly through to Van Veenendaal. So I can ask on behalf of Leslie McConnell on Facebook Live, if you were a manager now, Laura, which international player would you bring to the WSL and why?
I think I'd bring Sam Kerr, having played against her. I think she's a phenomenal talent. She's still only young, but you know, she's certainly, with her pace, power, her movement's getting better and better each game. She's such a threat.
Talking of movement, Miedema was on the move there, trying to wriggle away from Steph Horton, who got back to make the block. As did Kira Walsh. Nervous moments for Manchester City, but they overcame them. It's a terrific recovery, actually, from Steph Horton.
Yeah, it really is. It's a wonderful tackle. I think Miedema's manipulated the ball from left to right. You know, Steph Horton's stood her ground, and you know, it's a wonderful tackle, wonderful block in the end. And they're going to, like I said earlier, they're going to need her in this moment so that they can stay in the game, so that they've still got a foothold in the game. Because if Arsenal go 2-0 up, it is a long way back for them.
Here's Stanway. Drilled out at pace, headed clear by Mitchell. Jane Ross has been penalised.
I think this is the clear foul. I think Louise Quinn, she's got eyes on the ball, and Jane Ross has just tried to get underneath her and use her glutes, shall we say, to put her off balance.
Well, there's another Scot going to come on the pitch because, as you predicted, Manchester City are making another change. Claire Emsley, the 23-year-old who they signed from Bristol City, who made a debut in September, is replacing Izzy Christensen, the match winner in this final 4 years ago.
She certainly is a bright talent, Claire Emsley. You know, she can play either wings, and she can take the ball left and right, but she's got such bundle of energy, and she's so dynamic. She wants to take you on all the time, 1v1 she wants to face you up, and she's got a wonderful, if she comes inside, she knows where the goal is. She opens her body up and she finishes bottom corner. She's such a threat.
Stanway trying to find Jill Scott. Ross. That final pass just not quite happening for Manchester City at the moment.
Playing against Van der Donk, that's what she does all the time. She'll wait for you, she draws the foul. She's so clever at that, and playing against her, that's so frustrating, because you know, if you're Man City, you want to keep the ball in play, you want to keep winning the ball back and being aggressive, but Van der Donk, she's so clever in her play. She draws fouls and she'll just keep getting back up.
Horton in ahead of Miedema. Back from Mitchell. Cleared by McManus. Lovely control from Kim Little. She was then trying to feed Miedema. Substitute Claire Emsley. Continuing to not allow any time for Manchester City on the ball, Arsenal.
No, that's right. And Lisa Evans, I think, has played most of her career slightly higher up the pitch. I think this is a fairly new position for her at right back, but she's athletic. She's got all the attributes to make a great attacking fullback, and she's been doing really well tonight. But she's got a different test now. She's up against Claire Emsley.
Here is Emsley. Direct ball into the penalty area. Well watched by Louise Quinn. Emsley once more. Stokes. Comfortable for Williamson.
I think Man City have got to be brighter. They've got to come up with something different rather than crosses in the box. I think if you're Leah Williamson, if you're Louise Quinn, you want balls in the air. That's what they enjoy. That's their strength. That's what they're good at. So I think Man City are going to have to be a little bit more brighter, more confident on the ball, and manipulate the ball and really get the two centre-backs, keep the ball on the floor and get them on the back foot.
Ross. Crossing opportunity for Emsley. It's a good one as well. So is the header from Nikita Parris. Kept out by Van Veenendaal. Was straight at the Dutch goalkeeper. Encouragement for Manchester City.
Keats is always dangerous at the back post. She scored plenty of goals like that. Her timing's fabulous. And 9 times out of 10 she has a good contact on the ball.
McManus's cross blocked by Little. Manchester City corner.
Keats gets inside the fullback there, and she's so dangerous with her head. You wouldn't think so, but she's like a little pocket rocket. She's always on your shoulder, and she knows she scored a lot of goals with her head, which is surprising. But she's got very good technique.
Emsley's corner is a deep one. Beattie got her head to it, and Jill Scott had a swing. And Miedema will clear for Arsenal. And Manchester City just beginning to ask a question or two.
Yeah, they're starting to dial it up, to turn up the pressure, and they'll be getting confidence. Every little half chance that they get, Man City gain more and more confidence.
Arsenal throw. James Cullen on Facebook, keep your questions and comments coming. What advice, Laura, would you give my 8-year-old daughter who's now been playing football for 3 years?
Well, it's brilliant that she started playing at 5. It really is. Keep enjoying the game and keep playing in all different positions. I think too many times coaches put young players in positions, try and goal, try all over, like get comfortable on the ball in all areas of the pitch. That's what I'd say.
This is promising. Emsley's shot came off Quinn. She's had the positive impact you predicted.
Yeah, she certainly is. I think she's well known within the league. All players, all managers know her. She's such a threat, and from set pieces, she's about to take this corner. She's got wonderful delivery. She's such a bright talent. She's such a technical player.
It's a terrific corner as well. Almost came to Beattie. Horton. Stanwell. Parris had Stokes on the overlap. Can she get there? She can, and there's no Manchester City player in the position to convert. It's a corner.
This is a wonderful underlap from Demi Stokes. She should do this time and time again. Great way to pass, and it's just spun across the front of the goal, and good. That's all Emma Mitchell could do. She didn't really know who was around her, so best to go safety first.
Claire Emsley once again to deliver that corner. There's the free header off the line. Nikita Parris it was who had the header. It's come back to Emsley. Manchester City knocking on the Arsenal door. Well, the substitutions for Nick Cushing have certainly had a positive effect.
They really have. You know, Claire Emsley's getting ball in the box time and time again, and there was Nikita Parris with another fabulous header, free header, but it's on target. It's making Van Beerendaal do something.
McManus. Ross couldn't really do much with that. Van der Donk. Mitchell's clearance. Hammered away by Janssen. Straight back at Arsenal at the moment. There goes Stokes. Walsh. Manchester City's best spell of the final.
Yeah, it really is. You can just, the speed of pass has heightened, and they're playing with a better tempo. They're more aggressive without the ball. It seems like it's like someone flicked a switch, and they've upped their game. There's pressure and pressure. At what point do Arsenal make a substitute? They've got some wonderful substitute. Heather O'Reilly, who's got fantastic experience. Here's Nikita's header now. It's a wonderful header. I think Jane Ross just got the last touch, and then it needed a goal line clearance.
Lisa Evans in the right place at the right time for Arsenal. That corner's gone behind. It's all happening. There's a little bit of cramp, and Van Beerendaal is required. The goalkeeper. So on Facebook Live, Stephen Yates says, Laura, do you have any pre-match rituals, superstitions?
I never used to, but I think as I've got older, I always put my right shin pad and right boot on before my left. Maybe because I'm thinking, oh, please have a good game. My left's a bit inconsistent, so I need to rely on my right. And I normally take my wrist and just put some words on there just to keep me positive, bit of motivational, and just to keep me grounded if I need, a moment just to refocus me in the game.
Interesting. Good question, Stephen, as well. Daniel from America still hasn't emerged, by the way. So we're inside the last 19 minutes, and Arsenal still have their slender lead. And Arsenal about to, or want to, introduce Danny Carter. A great position they're in. A player of her experience. Won this trophy 4 times. Quinn's back on for Arsenal. Emsley. Scott pushes away from Janssen. It's a good pullback as well. Good defending from Beth Mead.
It's another ball that's fizzed straight across the box. Like you say, good defending from Beth Mead, but another opportunity for Man City to get a shot off.
So here comes Danny Carter with 18 minutes to go. Knows all about winning the Continental Cup, and it is tonight's only goal scorer, Vivian Miedema, the Dutch international, who is going to make way.
You know, we can watch this finish every day. I think Ellie Roebuck does keep her feet slightly wide. I think, you know, for her to push up, maybe she should be a bit narrow. Maybe she's opened. That's a big space to put the ball through. But Miedema, she doesn't need a second chance. She's taken that, and you know, she'll be pleased with her contribution tonight.
What about Danny Carter coming on?
Yeah, it's a wonderful substitute, and again, it's going to lift Arsenal. If you see Dan Carter coming off the bench, she's got a bundle of energy, she's scored, she's in fine form, and you know it gives your team a lift. And also, you know that if you're going to clear it, Danny Carter's going to be there chasing the ball. She's going to hold it up. She's going to be a nuisance up there.
Some thought for Joe Montemurro. He's 16 or so minutes away from his first Arsenal trophy, but that will seem a long way away, the way Manchester City are playing at the moment. Plenty of football left in this final yet. Walsh. Beattie dispossessed. Keira Walsh mopping things up, and then fouled by Van der Donk.
It's a clever foul from Danielle Van der Donk. They know they'd overplayed it and that they were slightly out of shape. So it just gives them time to get back on shape and get compact again.
Mitchell with the Arsenal throw. Edging closer to a 44th major honour in the club's history. Vic Akers, of course, played such a huge part in a large majority of those. That infamous quadruple 11 years ago now. Alex Scott got the winner in the European final amongst the substitutes in her last season for Arsenal tonight. Comfortable for Van Veenendaal. Reminder, both of these clubs have FA Cup quarter-finals this weekend. The FA Cup final, the showpiece at Wembley, 5:30 kickoff on the 5th of May. fa.com/tickets if you'd like to get in early for the FA Cup final. But here in the Continental Cup final, still Arsenal leading. Nikita Parris for Manchester City. Long-range effort was cleanly struck again by Stanway. Straight out Van Veenendaal.
She's had 2 shots in the last 10 seconds, one with her left foot, and we've just seen there with her right foot. She keeps the head over board, it stays low. But I think because it's so far out, I think it's comfortable pick up in the end.
That's one back by Janssen. Here's Dan Carter. Jill Scott tracking back. Hemsley. Manchester City throw. Heather Roberts via Facebook Live. Laura, what inspired you in the first place to play football?
I think obviously we've already mentioned my older brother Daniel. He's 4 years older than me, and my dad. My mum was a fixture secretary as well for our local club, Balkington Sports and Social. So I always used to go over the recreation ground, watch the guys. I used to put out the corner flags, the goals, the nets, and I just wanted to be like my dad and my brother. And my mum loved football, so I had no choice really. But they inspired me, and I loved every minute. So I've got a lot to thank them for.
Nikita Parris. 13 minutes for Manchester City to find a goal. That was a teasing delivery from Hemsley again.
Yeah, they're getting pressure. They're getting good crosses in the box now. They just need someone who's going to be the difference, who's going to grab this final by the scruff of the neck for Man City and put the ball in the back of the net to equalise. They need someone to step up. They need a bright light. Is that going to be Mal Lawley, who's probably their best attacker now that's left on the bench?
Long from Williams. won by Beattie. Lovely turn from Kim Little. Jill Scott trying to stay with her. Held off 2 in the end, Kim Little.
Yeah, she's done so well there. She's pushed the defence. She's made them defend honestly. And that's what she can do. She's so comfortable with the ball. And maybe I think Arsenal might introduce Heather O'Reilly at some point. She's got such vast experience, and 10 minutes, there's 10 minutes left, 12 minutes left of the game. It's a long time to see the game out, so they're going to need players with experience to step up. You know, I'm not saying time waste, but slow the game down, slow momentum, and really try and get control of the game, because that's what needed, because Man City will keep coming, they'll keep believing right until the very end.
Well, with everyone fit tonight, Arsenal have the luxury, if you like, of having a World Cup winner amongst their substitutes. Stokes. And indeed, Joe Montemuro is going to introduce Heather O'Reilly the next time the ball goes out of play. It's a foul on Janssen. Arsenal free kick. And there is the aforementioned World Cup winner. I had the pleasure of her company as a TV analyst at the Euros last year. She wasn't too bad at that either.
Heather O'Reilly is such a versatile player. She can play anywhere, you know, anywhere. Her attributes are so good. She's quick, she's dynamic, she's comfortable and reliable on the ball. So it'll be interesting to see where she does eventually end up when she comes on the pitch.
It was all the way through from Jordan Nobbs. And is she part of that USA generation that everyone in the women's game looks up to?
Yeah, she definitely was. She's been a mainstay in the national team, and kind of talking to players, she's of the ilk of, you know, a winning mentality, ruthless. You know, they will do whatever it takes to win, and it's brilliant that, you know, she's been playing with some of our English players to hopefully pass on training day in, day out with how she approaches training and how she really sees the football, and hopefully she will have passed some of that winning mentality on to some of our younger players.
Beth Mead makes way. She's got just the 231 USA caps, 3 Olympic golds, and the World Cup in 2015.
You can see straight away with her body language, you know, her presence. She's saying, "Come on, we can do this. We can hold on for this last 10 minutes. We can really believe in it." She'll be encouraging, because there'll be some tired legs out there, and also frailties. You know, mentally they'll be tired and they'll be looking at the clock. But she won't let them. You know, she won't let them die. She won't let them suffer.
No real surprise to see Mel Lawley come on for Manchester City. And she thought that might be the case.
Yeah, that's right. Mal, she's coming off a great She Believes tournament. She was certainly a bright spark, and she performed so well in the games there. So she would have liked to have get more minutes, I'm sure, tonight. But she still has time to impact this game and make a name for herself.
She began her career at Arsenal as well. Can she help Manchester City come back against her former club? She's replaced Jill Scott. Time is ticking away from Manchester City here. 8 minutes to go. But if you're that Arsenal bench, you cannot relax with this opposition.
That's right. There's still some chances for both teams, I believe. But Man City, you know, will Arsenal just be settled and try and stay nice and compact. But I definitely believe there's still some chances in this game left.
Here is Lawley. Van der Donk on the floor. Walsh. All inside the full-back, which in the end Lisa Evans was alive to.
It's a wonderful ball from Keira Walsh. Instead of going to Claire Emsley's feet, she split, made Lisa Evans turn and face her own goal and force that corner. It's a wonderful ball.
Emsley's corner. It's a wicked one towards that near post. Nikita Parris beaten to it. Manchester City corner. And they find a way past Van Veenendaal in the Arsenal goal. In from Emsley. Again, Nikita Parris beaten to it. Back from Stokes. Chance for Claire Emsley to pull it back. Lawley. Breakdown in communication. Miedema can only watch and see if her goal is enough to win the Continental Cup for Arsenal. Carter. Knew where Jordan Nobbs was and was trying to find her.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need Dan Carter to be doing, holding the ball up, allowing Jordan to get up the pitch with her. But again, it's just that final ball.
Stokes took it out of play. Looking for something special from one of his special players.
Yeah, and he's got to keep believing. You know, I think they will not want to lose this game because of their record, because of their history, and they certainly won't want to lose it because it's a cup final. It's their name on the cup, and they don't do losing. You know, Man City's not part of their remit. It's not. They don't deal with it. It's not what they know. So that they're going to keep fighting till the very end and keep believing that they've got 1-2 more chances and keep pushing back.
Forward from Hort. Should out of play. Safety by Janssen. A reminder of Manchester City's last game. One that Laura alluded to. 2-0 down to Chelsea at home. Back they came and Georgia Stanway scored in this 86th minute to make it 2-2. Here's Ross. Emsley. Two finals. Continental Cup, 2 victories for Nick Cushing and Manchester City. Their first against Arsenal, their first piece of silverware was significant, but they need a goal in these remaining 3 minutes plus stoppage time. Katie McCabe is getting ready for Arsenal as well, and the Republic of Ireland international, as they try and see this through. Carter. Can't sit down and relax just yet. Tim Montemuro. Here comes Katie McCabe. Kim Little. She thought she was coming off. She's been told to get back for this free kick. Not bringing McCabe on yet. And that would be a Manchester City goal kick. So Katie McCabe, the 22-year-old, can come on. Just off of those fresh legs. Kim Little, who we mentioned, only second game back after that second serious knee operation. Fantastic effort.
Yeah, I think, you know, Kim Little, she's been wonderful tonight. You know, to come in such an important game for the club, she's shown, you know, class, composure, the real difference, and certainly when Arsenal have been on top, everything's gone through Kim Little.
So Katie McCabe, who did interest Manchester City before she came from Ireland to join Arsenal, on for the last minute of the 90. Carter with the block. That was a clash of heads. Jane Ross, I think, has come off worse. Louise Quinn.
Yeah, I think that was a free kick. Louise Quinn's only got eyes on the ball. She's concentrating. So pushing the back, she's not sure of it. I think they'll both be okay, thankfully.
Day in the life of a centre half, that.
Yeah, that's right.
4 minutes of stoppage time. That's all that separates Arsenal from a Continental Cup final victory. And only a 5th defeat in 64 games in all competitions for Manchester City. The Gunners know they're almost there. The very first winners of the Continental Cup. Horton's header. Manchester City need to get this forward. Beattie. O'Reilly with the defending. Out of play by Van der Donk. Horton. That's with Lawley. Trying to wriggle away from Mitchell. In from McManus. And now Carter can relieve the pressure for Arsenal. And maybe even more. Well, it's a very important challenge from Steph Horton. And it's an excellent ball as well. There's 3 in the penalty area here. Nikita Parris with the pullback. Hemsley kept it alive. Cleared by O'Reilly. Georgia Stanway. Excellent challenge from Van der Donk. Back in from McManus. Beattie's gone up there now to try and help out, and gathered by Van Veenendaal.
Yeah, City is certainly putting crosses in the box, testing Arsenal. They're throwing everything at it. Quality, like you say, Jen Beattie stayed up there. She's staying up there now. They're just going to try and get balls into the box and cause havoc. Get on the first ball, get on the second ball, and try and get a shot off.
It looks calm from the outside. Jay Montemura, who only arrived at Arsenal in November. He's just over a minute away from his first trophy as Arsenal boss. Here goes Lawley. That's a goal kick.
Danielle van der Donk has been excellent these last 10 minutes. She's really stepped up. She's helping out. She's going and helping out her full-backs, doubling up, and that was wonderful play. Mal Lawley had a great touch, and she knows she's so dangerous, and it's so important for Danielle van der Donk. She's not really known for her defensive duties, but to come over there, help her teammates out when needed, it's a credit to her and shows how much she really wants to win this game.
Forward from Roebuck. Final few seconds now. Jordan Nobbs. O'Reilly. Annie Carter is offside. Might not be time for Manchester City's free kick. He's questioning the seconds left with the fourth official, Sarah Garrett. This has to go forward for Manchester City. Van der Donk in the way. Hooked away by Nobbs. The referee's had one look at her watch. And still they play. This is it. Last chance saloon. Emsley. Fantastic challenge from Williamson. And there it is. The name has changed on the Continental Cup, but it's a familiar one. It is Arsenal, who are the champions of 2018. Joe Montemuro has only been in charge for less than 5 months, but he's led them to silverware, the Australian coach. And the holders, Manchester City, are beaten, just their 5th defeat in 64 games. And Arsenal have their name back on the Continental Cup.
Yeah, it's a wonderful performance, especially first half from Arsenal. And I think he's shown as soon as the referee blew it's a fantastic tackle from Leah Williamson. Got up, shown the expression, shown the passion. And as soon as the final whistle went from the referee, you saw how much it meant. It's sheer relief, I think, relentless. They're putting the hard work tonight, especially first half when they're on top. It was so important to get that goal for them.
Well, what a moment for the Australian, the 48-year-old who arrived from Melbourne City in November, where he'd won the title there 2 years running. Lifelong Arsenal fan as well. And he has led Arsenal to yet another Continental Cup success. But this one, the reverse of 2014 when it was 1-0 Manchester City. And it's a hugely significant one given the opposition they've beaten.
Yeah, that's right. You know, what a dream start. But full credit to Man City in the way that they handle themselves. They're ultimate professionals. They understand the winning and losing of football, and they gave everything, especially the last half an hour. They really did throw everything. But in finals like this, against when big teams come up against each other, it just takes that one goal to separate quality, and that's what's happened tonight. And you can't wait until the last 25-30 minutes to step up and really start putting pressure on the goal. But Arsenal, you know, wonderful scenes. It just shows how strong our league is. We've got Chelsea, Man City, you know, a new name on a new club on the trophy now. How strong, how competitive it is.
And just as a subplot as well, I mentioned they were third in the WSL. They're 7 points off the top. They have a game in hand, and they still have to welcome Manchester City to Meadow Park as well. They will meet again in the league, but the celebrations can begin now for Arsenal, and they should enjoy this moment.
Yeah, definitely. They should take it in. You can see the GoPro capturing the moments, capturing the smiles and the interaction between each other, because they've waited a long time for this, and obviously they're prepared, and you know, you have to show up and perform, and that's exactly what they've done tonight.
And your player of the match tonight, Laura?
Yeah, I'll give it to Kim Little. I think her wonderful journey, her story, she certainly had some knockbacks, and I think tonight she showed her class, she showed her composure. She's a captain, she leads this team both on and off the pitch, and like I said, in the first half when Arsenal dominated and were on top, everything went through her. They relied upon her, and she was reliable, and I think we're seeing glimpses of Kim Little in a fine form, and it's great to have her in the league. But having said that, I thought that Danielle van der Donk, Janssen, the midfield were really class tonight. The back four was solid, didn't have a lot to do, but what they did, they were very assured, very confident, and Lisa Evans was wonderful at right back, had a solid game, and Miedemar as well, you know, didn't really do much in terms of general play, but when they need her, she was the difference. She put the ball in the back of the net, and like I say, when two big clubs come up against each other like this, then you need big players to step up and put the ball in the back of the net. So some wonderful performances out there, but you know, congratulations to Kim Little. She certainly had a long hard road back, but it's a sign of her come, and you know, and she's a wonderful captain, and she deserves that tonight, and I'm so pleased for her.
Well, there's plenty of winners in that Arsenal group, and they've got back to winning, and they've done it against the holders in their third final, Manchester City, except for their first defeat. It was always going to be tight. There was always a thought that one goal might settle it, and so it proved. It came after 33 minutes, and this is why the goal scorers are brought into the team, and they're so important.
Yeah, that's right, and especially in big games when the pressure's on, you know, it's probably easy doing it on a, you know, on a weekend when maybe some of the oppositions aren't as good, but to do it against Man City, don't concede goals. They're so resolute, they're so resilient, and to have such a cool, calm finish like that is incredible.
Well, let's get some reaction from Vivianne Miedema, the match winner and goal scorer with Robin.
Viv, how's that feel? First trophy with Arsenal?
Yeah, really good actually. I think we played an amazing game. Man City is a good team, we saw that today as well, and I think we've done a good job.
You didn't have too many chances today, but you took yours brilliantly.
Yeah, I know. I knew I wouldn't have that many chances in this game because, well, I said, like, Man City is good, they're organised, and it's good that the first one goes in.
Arsenal have struggled a little bit recently, especially in the trophy department. This must mean an awful lot to the whole team.
Yeah, I think so, absolutely. Especially this year, I think we had a rough start, and we're doing really well the last couple of weeks, and we just hope that we can keep going on, and you never know what's going to happen on the end of the season. So.
And to beat a team like Manchester City, it's a huge achievement.
Yeah, it really is. Well, I said, like, we've got loads of respect for them. They're like an amazing team, and I'm really happy that we beat them today.
Congratulations, well done, Viv. Thank you.
Well, wise words indeed from Vivianne Miedema. Her first season and her first trophy with Arsenal. Well, let's hear from the player who's going to lift the trophy, and she's won plenty of silverware with Arsenal before, Kim Little.
Kim, congratulations, the first trophy back with Arsenal. Fantastic performance today. How do you sum that up?
Yeah, I think, you know, we had a game plan coming into it, and I think the first half especially, we executed it perfectly. The second half, I think we tired a bit. We have a lot of players who haven't played a lot of minutes in the past couple of weeks, but I'm very proud of us. You know, we've come a long way the past sort of 4 or 5 months, and we put on a performance tonight, and we're glad to win.
For you personally, it's been a long road back. This must be an awful lot to you.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to just stand back and just to have a little think about the past sort of 9 to 12 months for me, where I've not played a lot of football. So yeah, it's just a nice feeling to be back playing, to be playing in games like this, and to represent Arsenal again.
What's the team like, you know, compared to where you were when you were originally here? There's been a lot of change, hasn't there?
Yeah, you know, it's so different. We had so many great players then, had a great team, and I think our aim as a club now is to get it back to the place where it was, you know, back about 5-6 years ago, and we hope that today is the start of us building towards making that team great again.
And it was a really resilient performance as well in the second half, especially against a very good Manchester City team.
Of course, Man City are a great team, and I think that's something that we've tried to work on as quite a young and inexperienced team, is to be able to manage a game and to know when to slow the game down and to speed it up, and I think we did that well today.
Congratulations, well done. Thanks, Kim.
Thanks, Rob.
Great moment for Kim Little, who's been this course before, but the manager hasn't. We mentioned he's only been here since the first week of November. Huge smile on the face of Joe Montemuro. Let's hear now from the Gunners boss with Robin.
Joe, congratulations. I mean, that couldn't really have gone much better for you, could it?
Yeah, a special day. You know, all credit to the girls. They played very, very well, and the game plan went very well for probably 60-70 minutes. But you know, City threw everything at us towards the end. It was got a little bit hairy but we got there.
But in particular, that must please you as a manager that they didn't manage to break you through.
Yeah, it's something like, I think, 7 games we haven't copped a goal now. They created a couple of very good chances in the second half especially. But I thought we dominated the first half and, we got the goal and got the rewards. Didn't
create too many chances for your big striker, but she delivers when called upon, doesn't she, Miedema?
Very smart footballer. You won't see her for a while, but she does a lot of work off the ball, creating space for Jordan Nobbs and for Kim Little and other players to get involved. Her movement and positioning is fantastic, and she got the reward with the goals.
And just for you personally, you've not been here for long. You've obviously come into a club that are serial winners, and you've got them back winning again. It must mean an awful lot to you.
It means a lot to me, but we have to make it a habit again, and it's one of hopefully many coming forward. And I applaud the players. They've worked so hard over the time I've been here, and they're starting to believe again now. So it's a great platform, and we just want to get better and better.
Congratulations, Joe. Well done. Cheers.
Thank you.
He's going to enjoy the moment, isn't he? Their 44th major honour and the first under his stewardship. And a new experience in the Continental Cup final for Manchester City. They've been forward twice before and seen Steph Horton lift the trophy. This time they have to walk past it and get their losers' medals. Unfortunately, you know what that's like, how difficult for these City players who haven't lost an awful lot in their City careers.
Yeah, it'll be really tough. It's such a cruel moment. So much is going through your head right now. You're disappointed, your frustration. You're already starting asking, could I have done more? What if that pass, that shot? You're just full of emotion right now. And for these City players, I have no doubt that they learn from every opportunity. Winning or losing, they learn, they grow. They grow as a team, they grow as a club, and they'll be straight back at it. I fear for Sunderland on the weekend because so many players will want to get straight back out on the pitch. That's what you want to do as a player. You want to get straight back out there and prove that to right those wrongs and to improve on. I think the last 2 games for Man City, their first half performances has killed them a little bit. They've underperformed and waited too late. Second half they've had excellent performances, but you can't do that, especially in WSL and especially against top teams like Arsenal.
Yes, that FA Cup quarter-final up and coming at the weekend. Arsenal have it as well, of course. They play Charlton. But they will go into the FA Cup as the holders of the Continental Cup. And some of these players know what it's like. Some of the newer recruits are going to experience it for the first and hopefully not last time, as Joe Montemuro leads his team forward. Huge psychological victory for them as well. We heard him talk about that unbeaten record there. They've stretched it to 8 and they've won 7 of those 8 games now. There's real momentum under this manager.
Yeah, there is, and they seem in a good place. They seem happy. What really impressed me tonight with Arsenal is their hunger, their desire. They want to get back to weight. They know, they need to make winning a habit again for this club. Like you said, so much history, and they've lost their way the last couple of years. But hopefully they will be hoping that this is a big turning point for them.
Well, I mentioned in Australia, with Melbourne City, he'd won 2 titles in a row. Lifelong Arsenal fan, couldn't wait to get the job. He might not be showing it outwardly, but this will mean an awful lot to Joe Montemuro. He's got Arsenal winning again. 2016 FA Cup winners, of course. But here they are. They've come through the group stage. They came from behind in that dramatic semi-final against Reading with 2 goals in the last 10 minutes and Jordan Nobbs' late winner. And they have managed to overcome Manchester City in this final. And Sue Hoff, the chair of the FA Women's Football Board, and Peter Robb from Continental Tires are preparing to present that trophy to the Arsenal skipper, Kim Little. It will be the 12th trophy of her Arsenal career, the first that she will have lifted with the armband. With Jordan Nobbs, Arsenal are the Continental Cup champions of 2018. Their name is back on the trophy, and they have that winning feeling again, and the celebrations can well and truly begin.
Yeah, they'll love this moment, you know. What an absolute wonderful moment for them, their hard work, their new manager, their friends and family. You know, they need to relax and take every single moment, stay out on the pitch as long as possible, take as many photos, because to look back on them, you know, it'd be such a proud moment.
And just look what it means. Look, they know who they've beaten, they know the journey they've been on. And that's what you're in the game for, Laura, to get medals around your neck.
Yeah, it certainly is, and they won't want to take it off. You know, champagne flying, and to share, like you say, you know, you get to know your teammates, you get to know the good and bad parts of their journey, and when you can share moments like this, they stay with you forever, and they stay with you for all your career, even if you move on to other clubs and end up playing against players. You know, you can always share this moment, and you can always look back on it. Although they've just left the trophy there, no one wants to pick it up.
Well, he's trying to take a back seat, but he'll be very proud as well. So soon into his reign to get Arsenal winning again. And you've got major tournament winners. We mentioned the Dutch girls in there. Look how delighted they are to get their hands on an English trophy.
Yeah, I think Joe's going to put the win down to his lucky cardigan. That's some cardigan to complement the red tie. So we might see that cardigan come out a little bit more often in the WSL games now.
Well, the pictures for the memories. Now he can allow himself a moment to take it all in. He's almost smiling. He's a cool customer. Well, when any manager not only comes to a new league, a new country, a new club, you want to have an immediate effect, and a trophy inside 4.5 months is certainly that, isn't it?
Yeah, and that just shows the calibre of players that they've got at Arsenal. They've always recruited well. They can attract big players, and it just needs someone. It just needs a manager to believe in them, to motivate them, to get them playing well, to individually give them attention and show them love, care and attention, and players will play for you. They will listen to your philosophy, and obviously, you know, he's come in and done that, and they seem a happy camp at Arsenal.
That's a nice shot. That's the 4 European Championship winners with the Netherlands.
It's a wonderful picture, and you know, I'm sure that the trophies keep coming quite quickly and easily for them at the minute.
Well, they do say winners breed other winners, and Arsenal will hope this is just the start. And of course, as I say, they're still in the FA Cup as well. It's quarter-final weekend. They face Charlton. Manchester City have to pick themselves up and face Sunderland. And with that winning feeling, with that confidence, with that momentum, they'll feel they can certainly win another trophy this season.
Yeah, that's right, and you know, they have to believe that. They've shown they can do it tonight. They've beaten a top team, and they'll want to carry this on, and you know, they can't wait. They won't be able to get back out there on Sunday too.
'44th trophy of Arsenal's history, and the most successful club in the game have beaten the holders. Just written another paragraph in the club's history. Brilliant moments.
You can never take too many photos as a winner. It's wonderful. And it's wonderful for the Arsenal fans as well, because of their history. They have high expectations and high performances of their team, and you know, they haven't quite married up over the last couple of years, so it is wonderful. They've always had wonderful support, especially at home, and you know, the Arsenal fans have been waiting a long time for this.
So celebrations for tonight. They won't go on too long, as I say, with that FA Cup quarter-final at the weekend. But a memorable and significant cup final victory for them. Remember, if they win their game in hand in the WSL, they're only 4 points off the top as well. That's a big ask, but they are certainly heading in the right direction, and a familiar one under that man. More pictures for the album, and more memories. And let's get some more reaction. Here's another serial winner, Jordan Nobbs.
Jordan, congratulations, you just lifted the trophy there. How did that feel?
It's unbelievable. You know, the last few games we've been on an uphill climb that has just been phenomenal since Joe came in, and I'm so proud of the girls today. It's a great feeling to bring back silverware to the club.
What has Joe done that's instilled that belief in you?
I don't know, we just got back to organisation and passing the ball and, you know, being confident on the ball. And I think first half we were tremendous. You know, second half, obviously Man City threw everything at us, but we just hung on in there, and, you know, I'm very proud of the girls today.
But you showed both sides of your game in the first and second half there.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's probably the first time we've put in a bit of grit and a few tackles, and, you know, we're probably not known for that, but I think first half on the ball we were fantastic, and I think our goal, you know, showed how good that was.
This club is a club that wins a lot, and you now got that winning feeling back.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think the celebrations obviously just show how much it means to us to just get that feeling again. And you know, I've been lucky enough to win this trophy quite a few times, and every time it gets better. But I think you know, with the way the women's game's been going, to win it at this point in the league, and you know, the way it's been progressing, it's just a great feeling to know that we beat a top team today as well.
Congratulations, Jordan. Enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you.
She certainly has won it a few times as well, and this is wonderful interaction as well between the players and the supporters. It's all part of the women's game. It's a very important part of the women's game. But there are two sides to the story, of course. Manchester City in their third Continental Cup final, beaten for the first time. Let's get the thoughts now then of their coach, Nick Cushion.
Nick, commiserations. Your thoughts on the overall performance today of your side?
We weren't good enough in the first half. We were too passive. We didn't run hard enough. We didn't tackle hard enough, and it's all the bits that we're probably known for. So, you know, proud of the reaction in the second half, but it's tough when you give yourself a mountain to climb against a good Arsenal team. It's going to be tough.
You must have been thinking, though, in times of the second half, how did you not score?
Yeah, of course. You know, the reaction in the second half was good. We had good intensity. We got the ball into good areas, and we started to create, and we just didn't have the last bit. But like I say, you know, from the start, if we'd have played like that, I think we'd have really troubled Arsenal, and second half proved that we probably could have gone on and won the game. But, you know, it's what happens in finals.
Well, disappointment in finals is not something that your team is used to. That must have really hurt them, and can use that to go on from here.
Hopefully, yeah. You know, we've had maybe we've been spoiled as a team over the last 2.5 years. You know, winning finals, winning games, winning leagues, and you know, we know this year's going to be difficult. We know it's getting harder to win, and we know the opposition are motivated by our success, and tonight shows it. So, you know, we've just got to make sure we go back to basics, and we get the hard work and the determination back.
Bad luck, Nick. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
And he will learn for it and bounce back. But overall, Laura, a great night for Arsenal, fully deserved.
Yeah, I think so. I think Nick Cushion touched on it there. I think the level of performance that Arsenal gave in that first 45 minutes, you know, ensured that they had something to hold on to. And it's always easy. In big games, you want to be the team that scores first. And in big games, you want to score first, and you've got something to hold on to. You can show then your resilience, your grit, your determination, your hunger. You can make changes to really impact the team and the result. And I just think getting that first foothold in the game and that first 45 minutes was the difference tonight.
Well, thank you for your company. We've really enjoyed it.
Thank
Laura
you very
Bassett alongside us. Thank you for all your comments on Facebook Live as well. It is a night for Arsenal to celebrate. It is their name on the 2018 Continental Cup.
There's more where that came from for you. After you